So just putting on about a bag and a half of the acre here. 27.5 just to get ground kind of growing, because it's given a little bit of rain. Well, we're talking a little bit of rain the weekend. So we get into the ground, if things moving, it'd be nice to get some rain. As bad as it is to see it, you do need a balance. The ground has got pretty dry. It needs a nice little break maybe in the weather. As bad as it is to see it, I know farmers are the worst. We're always talking about the weather. But a little bit of rain would be nice. It'd just get grass moving again to keep everybody happy. It's pretty steep ground we're working on, and this is the type of ground we have. This is why the little bit of weight, extra weight in the tractor makes a big difference, because I was mowing a field yesterday and my 4-cylinder 64.7 would have started to bounce a little bit on that. Just when it starts to lose a little bit of grip, it starts to get into that bounce. This didn't do that. I had the mower on it and I mowed the whole lot of it. It's frightening to look at. Just have to be really, really careful what way you go about it. But this just cruises up it. Just cruises up it. So yeah, very happy with this tractor so far. Right, we're on to the next job, and you never guess what the job is we're going to do. Something you've probably never seen done on our channel before. Or did you? Well, the post driver's on, you've seen that on before. And guess what? This post was put in the other night just to keep the fence up. That post broke, the next post broke. So we have treated posts here. Well, we'll call them treated posts. You would have seen me down here before about 3-4 weeks ago on the video. I'm not sure which video that was, but you would have seen me in here replacing posts down along here. And guess what? We're back again with another array of broken posts. It's just never-ending task. Nicole's here to help me, and Bailey. But it's a never-ending task. It's a bloody nuisance. That's what it is. Every time you come out, there's a post laying on the ground, or an animal rubs up against it, or whatever it is. Just pure and utter dust. But wait to see this chap here. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Yeah. So that's what you're working again. Anyway, we better just get at it. There's no point in giving out about it, because it's not going to fix it. Oh! No, joking. Right, we're down on the next section. Cows can't come back in here. There's another section for them over there in front of the quad that they have to graze. But we had to take them out of this paddock because, lo and behold, yep, all gone. So we have loads of them gone here. They all went on the one night. So we're going to have to replace a few of these, get this all fixed up, cut back some of the thistles that are growing out. I didn't spray this one the year. I didn't actually spray any of the hedges the year, around the hedges. I used to use Roundup around the fences. I've quit doing that. I use Forefront now because it kills the weeds and doesn't kill the grass. And obviously don't spray into the drains. I'm only talking about spraying underneath where the fence is. But yeah, I didn't do it this year. I'm going to do it because you can see how thistles and things starting to grow up around the electric fences, and that's not good. As you can see over here, our Nugent trailer, Nicole's driving the quad now. She's just sitting up, getting it, keeping out of the sun on the tractor, But the quad trailer is working a treat. I haven't took off the side yet. Should have done that before I came over, but I'll be doing that from now on. I just came up with a 17, thinking it was a 17 and it was a 19. And I said, nope, I'm not going to open that now. But you can see I've left most of the fence and stuff on the back of the quad because the side isn't off. Because if the side's not off, it's just too damn awkward reaching down for stuff. So that'll be coming off. Next time you probably see it, there'll be no side on the back of it. Unless I'm bringing a load of sticks or something like that home. The rest of the time, one side will be off it. Just to make it easier when you're out fencing. An old ESB pole here, an old telephone pole. Just have to put the pint on it with the chainsaw. Pop that into place. That should last a lot longer than any other post. So Nicole's just way up there on the quad to get rid of a whole load of old bad posts. But we have more or less fixed all this area now. We've placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Hopefully that'll be alright for another little while, but no doubt the next year or so we'll be replacing several hundred more of them posts. Nobody can complain about it. I complain enough about posts. I'll just keep fixing away at them as they come along. Back over here now with the Massey. First task we have to do is I've got the pole saw somewhere there on the grass, and we have to trim back some of these branches so we can get in at these posts and drive them down. This one here's fairly overgrown, so we're going to trim them back first so that nothing's hitting the top of the post driver. So let's get that done first. Right, so we're back the following day. My battery died and I didn't get to film any more of yesterday evening's post driving, but we got a lot of work done. That area there now is all fixed up, branched all back. New posts, original wire. It's a pity to have to do it, but look, it's done now, and them posts should last hopefully a little bit longer. Some people say not. I don't know. It's all we can get in our locality. I've searched around for pressure treated posts and I can't get anything within a decent distance, or even get them delivered to the house. For now it's fixed, and up here as well we replaced 2 of them here as well, and you know, I should have replaced them all because they're not in great shape either. But it's a place that's left secure again. I don't like barbed wire laying loose. It's a dangerous thing around the farm because a cow or any animal could walk across it. Next thing, it gets caught in the relder and completely destroys the relder. So that's why I hate to see barbed wire loose. If it's up, make sure it's tight. Anyway, that's that job done. My job next is to hook on the sprayer onto the quad. I'm gonna go spraying weeds. So over here now in the other farm, what we're going to be doing our spraying. We're going to start off with Roundup. Roundup is what I'd use on laneways and things like that. And then Forefront is what I'd use for under or behind fences. As long as you don't spray into the drains. Don't spray any chemicals into the drains. But underneath fences, just a line along that fence, Forefront is the way to go for that, because you're not killing the grass, you're not killing anything else. You're just killing the weeds, because grass won't do fences any harm. Cattle will always graze underneath the fence and will clear that. It's just the weeds you want to control. I've never done an actual video on quad spraying before. I have a spot sprayer, this one here. I can't even tell what make it is anymore because the sticker on it, I don't think there's any markings on it. But the sticker's gone quite a while now. But I bought this over in Clark's. I think it was over in Clark's at Cavan. I forget what it cost. There's the make of the pump, if that's any good to you. This one here is 70 psi, 4.5 bar, and 8.3 litres per minute. 12 volt obviously, so not an expensive spot sprayer. Actually quite a cheap one when I went to buy it. I can't remember exactly what it cost, but it wasn't expensive. So it holds 25 gallons, so it's big enough for the back of this quad. I wouldn't like to put anything any bigger on the back of it because it'd be just too much. You can see the way the quad is down a little bit now, and especially when I get up on it as well, it's going to be even further down. Now another thing that is a new addition to this sprayer is the boom. For a long time I've wanted to buy a proper boom for this quad sprayer, because it makes the job just so much easier. Because beforehand, when you're spraying with this, it is awkward. It is awkward trying to drive the quad and spray at the same time. It's just not ideal. So what I used to do is I had to stand up in front of the quad, lean across and spray it this way. That wasn't great. It was uncomfortable to do, especially when you're doing it in a big enough area. So I just said a boom for the back of this would be just class. And so it was. I've used it a couple of times now. It's just brilliant. It speeds the thing up so much quicker. You just have to set it up right, get used to the right amount of pressure on it so you're not flying through stuff, because you'll go through stuff an awful lot quicker. Learning which speed to drive on. I'm not just perfect on that yet. I'm getting closer. Now this one here, you can see it's a 2019 model. You can look, there's the brand it is. I bought it online, but there's the details there if you want to contact whoever it is. I didn't come from them. I think that's where it was built. I didn't buy it there. I can't remember where exactly I seen it online, but it was more of a dealership I bought it in. But there it is there if you want to check it out. But one thing I did want, we'll open it up here. One thing I wanted in a boom was I wanted this back plate. I seen that on another guy who was spraying here beside us, and I said that is a far better job than having these ones that are exposed, sitting on a little bit of box iron. They look very flimsy looking, and I wanted to galvanise. Galvanise is a must, just with dampness and things in the houses, and the worst thing you'll always see is the boom starting to rust. So this here is protected against that. The nozzles and things are probably pretty much standard. It's just the actual boom itself is well built. It's a good strong boom, and it's not heavy. It's definitely not heavy. The brackets then are adjustable. You can move it up and down on the quad. I had, if you see me fitting it, you'll see there's plates here underneath. You see them plates where it's bolted? I welded them on into place. You can get a kit with this, and to be honest with you, I think it should have come with it. Price wise, around the 300 quid mark, I think it was in around the 300 quid mark. Don't quote me on that, just you can go and look it up yourself, but I think it was somewhere in around that delivered to the house. For that price, yes, I think they should have included the kit for fitting on the quad. When you have to spend that kind of money and start to modify a quad, it's not ideal, but I wasn't going to pay. I think it was quite expensive too, the extra bit of kit. I wasn't going to pay for it. I just said I get a bit of plate steel, weld it into place, drill the holes, and that's it. It's finished, took very little time, and you know something, it's actually, I'd say it's much solider than what the brackets would have been. Another question that I had myself before I bought a boom was, would my pump be fit to drive it? Answer is yeah, absolutely, no problem. Loads of pressure, I actually have to cut it down to reduce the pressure. So if you have a tank like this with a similar pump, yeah, you'll have no problem running this. So every one of these tanks that you have will probably have an outlet with a valve on it. So your valve opened to obviously run your boom, and then close it to run your sprayer lance. Sprayer lance is another thing. On these tanks, the one thing that is cheap and always completely rubbish is the lance that comes with them. If you want something half decent, you're going to have to pay for it. And went through 3 or 4 different lances and they all busted in the same place. And they were all plastic here and I had nothing but trouble with them. So I went and I bought this one. Again, it was online and I can't for the life of me remember what I paid for it. I think it was about between 50 and 80 quid maybe. But it's a good one. Brass fittings, stainless steel rod, proper trigger handle, not this little flimsy thing you get. Proper like power washer style lance handle. Strong, definitely worth the money. It's everlasting. As long as you don't drive over it, it's not going to break. Another thing before you ask is the kind of kit that I use when I am spraying to protect myself. Now, any of you that have done your spraying course, most people would have done their spraying course, you probably know what you have to have. One thing I always bring with me is a set of gloves. Disposable, what do you want to call it? Disposable suit. Cheap as chips. You pick them up in any co-op. Definitely a must. And I know it's baking warm here this morning. It's as dead can be. And it's real clammy and kind of horrible sticky weather. So it's not going to be nice putting this on. But it is only like paper. It's completely disposable. Put it on. You wouldn't believe the amount of spray that would get on you. You don't even notice and will soak into your skin. And it is not good stuff. This is the mask I wear. Don't wear a dust mask. Wear a properly certified mask that is for spraying. One way also to test your mask, you wouldn't believe how many of them get faulty if they sit for any length of time, is to squeeze in the filters when it's on your face. Like that there on both sides and see can you breathe. If it's suffocating, then it's sealed around you. If it's not, you need to replace the centre part of your mask or you need to replace the filters. But make sure your mask is working. Another thing then you're supposed to wear is a set of goggles. Now, it's not because you're supposed to, you should. If you go out there with no goggles, I guarantee you, if there's any kind of breeze at all, you will feel a mist hitting you in the face. You'll think nothing of it, but you don't realise what is actually hitting you in the face. It's so dangerous, especially Roundup. Goggles is fine, but I found with goggles, and I have the proper ones at home, that when you're wearing this, the goggles will steam up, and it'll become a nuisance. It'll just annoy you, your eyes and all, it'll fill up with condensation, especially when it's warm like today, and it's uncomfortable. Not only that, you'll find the spray will still get on your skin and your face. And then you're back to square one. If you're spraying for an hour or two, there's no point in washing it after that because it's already soaked in. I find the best thing of the whole lot is one of these angle grinder shields, whatever you want to call it. Got interchangeable lenses on the front. You can change the lens anytime you want if it gets scratched. Again, very, very cheap. Protects your entire face and you won't have that condensation or steaming up that you get with goggles. Now, with all this kit on, I will look like Mr. White in Breaking Bad. But you know something? That's not actually a bad thing. Mr. White's pretty cool. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you is very, very important. So make sure you do listen carefully. It's probably the best advice you'll get in your lifetime. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is,
just take it out there, and then put it on your man that's back in the painting. And you go over there and you put the field and then down and out up. Jesus, over the man in the back of the field. There's no water, no nothing. That's it.
So that's the spraying done. Today is a new day. It's the following morning. Things haven't went just as well as I would have planned. We've had a couple of issues since that spraying was done. One of which is our case, which we'll get to in a minute, but it basically boiled over on me, which isn't a good thing. The other thing is we have a cow here that's not well. You can see here the cows are down grazing, and this cow is laying here in front of me on her own. So a cow that isolates herself is always a cow there's usually something wrong with. I noticed this cow a couple of days ago. She was losing condition. Seen her eating away when she'd be out, eating plenty of meal in the parlour, but not putting on any weight, losing weight quite rapidly. So something's not right. So we're going to get her into the chute now. Nicole's here and Danielle's coming as well. And we're going to get round her and try to get her out of the field here on her own, which doesn't always be easy. Get her in and hopefully the vet can have a look at her and see what is actually wrong. So that's what we're going to do now. Keep her going up. Best way to kill a cow out of a field is to keep her moving. And don't give her a second to think about it. That's when she'll get away from you. Yeah, she has got really thin. Something clearly wrong there. That's her out of the field, half the battle. She's got a healthy head on her. The ears aren't hanging. Definitely know that she's lost a load of weight. I have no idea what might be causing it, because our number 1s and 2s are fine. She's eating meal, she's eating grass. Can't see a reason for it, but there is something clearly not right. So we need to find out what it is. I'm going to check her temperature now, see what it's like. And if it's high, I'm going to ring the vet and get him to come and just give her a check out and see what it is. The backside's working anyway, so that's one thing we can rule out. She's not constipated. Right, come on up you in the chute. Let a look at you. Yeah, not the most pleasant thing. Temperature 38.4, not really a temperature. So I can't see any real obvious signs of what's wrong. She doesn't have mastitis, nothing like that wrong with her. She's got a healthy head, just doesn't have the energy. So probably end up having to get the vet out. I'm not going to record that today because it's already Saturday now and I want to get this video up for you guys tomorrow. So I'll give you an update on what happened with her in the next video. Now just going to have a quick word about this case up here. This wasn't expected, but yesterday I was over in our other farm and I was topping. The next thing I noticed was the water was boiling over out of the cap on the top. Never seen that before, it never happened before in the case. So I have no idea what's wrong there. I hope she didn't get too hot. I don't think she did. I turned her off straight away when I seen that bit of a boil over coming, and I was going downhill, quite a steep hill. That mightn't have helped, so that might have been just a spillover. First of all, I thought maybe we topped her up too much with coolant. Maybe she's just overflowing. I don't think so, because when we did get her home, I opened up the cap, looked into the radiator and it was bone dry, and I know that radiator was full beforehand because I had topped it up only a few days beforehand after the tractor had come back. So I don't know what is wrong. Worst case scenario, head gasket. Don't want to even hear that. But I don't think it is, because the oil itself, I don't see any scum or anything like that, but it may not have built up yet. But I don't see it there at the minute. Other things it could be is a water pump. It could be a leak in the radiator. There was a little bit of coolant on the ground under this tractor a couple of days ago I noticed, but I didn't see anything since that. So it could have leaked a little bit. Hopefully that's what it was, and she didn't overheat. Then it's just a matter of taking the radiator out. Don't mind that. And we have to put a new radiator into her. We'll do that too if we need it. But I don't know. We're just going to have to bonnet off today. It won't be in today's video. I won't be doing any of this today. It'll be Monday or Tuesday before I get at it. It's not what I needed. It definitely isn't what I needed. It's just another bit of hassle. But look, that's the joys of owning machinery. They're not always going to go right. Unfortunately, the case is just having a little bit of a bad period at the minute. May only be something minor. I'm hoping that's what it is. My mechanic is going to come probably on Monday, do a pressure test on the system and see is there any leaks. I'll visually have a check myself before that happens to see is there any leaks somewhere and see is it as simple as that. But I have a feeling, I just have a feeling it's not. Anyway folks, I'm going to leave for the day. Thanks very much for watching the video as always. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that sub button, give us a like, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and all that stuff over there. Until the next one, talk to you again.